Alright, so today we're going to be going over every single holy relic and talking about why and why not you should get each holy relic. Holy relics are the most expensive thing to do in the game right now in terms of investment. Um I guess apart from summoning, I suppose. But in terms of upgrading a character, it's by far the biggest investment and the one that you're most hesitant about. So, which ones should you do? Now, I think that it's more of a player's choice. So, I'm going to mostly be presenting reasons for why you should give a character a holy relic and maybe why you shouldn't. And you form your own opinion according to what you actually want to do. Because a few characters, I personally wouldn't give them holy relics, but I think a lot of people would, because maybe they have a you know a tendency to use certain units more and want to use other characters more that become actually viable with holy relics. Now, I will be excluding from this list the KOF holy relics. Those are 100%. You should give them. It's not even a question because they don't use the materials from the big bird. So you're just gonna farm the materials super easily. Give them the holy relics. It doesn't matter. Now, if you're watching this after the holy relics are gone, yikes. But if you're playing the game right now, yes, give them the holy relics. And there are leaks of future holy relics, so I can't talk about future holy relics, only the current ones. There are leaks of a few holy relics. We don't know what they do, but maybe in the future we'll revise the list and add to those characters as well. So we're going to be starting with I'm making like sections. We're going to be talking first about the original characters, because the original characters are an interesting bunch. I personally would not give them holy relics, but these characters together with holy relics are very good. So starting with Lily of Desire, her holy relic is that increases the hero's basic stats by 10% for every debuff effect on the enemy. Now, this holy relic is really good in combination with Mono's holy relic. Inflicts corrosion damage on the target equals to 20% max HP for one turn if the hero attack against the enemy results in critical strike, which she will because she has Sever on her AoE. She will always crit with her AoEs. So if you're rocking a full Catastrophe team, these two characters, if you have both their holy relics, will work very well together. So that is a reason why you should. If you actually want to go ahead and pull the trigger on getting a full Catastrophe waifu team, this is the way, because you can make this team work really well by having these holy relics. Also, of course, Roxy can be included. Oh, sorry. I brought her. I actually opened her thinking she had a holy relic. Shin. I meant Shin. Shin can be included on this as well. When he attacks a debuffed enemy, he increases damage by 50%. So you can have here in the front Lilia, Mono, and Shin, and have actually a very competent team on PvP, and you can chalk in, not this one. Do I not have the other? Or I do have the newest Easton in the back. Her holy relic, I don't think is that good, but her ability is good for the Catastrophes, I suppose. She'll use her in the back. So if you want to use a full Catastrophe team, this is it. This is a good team. I personally wouldn't do it because right now, to me, my priority is I'm only going to make holy relics now that either are absurdly broken, right? So like Bond's holy relic is absurdly broken, or it will actually help me to beat the big bird more easily. Not that, I'm struggling every week to beat stage 3, but I think that activity is the only difficult activity in the game. So those are my personal priorities, but they might not be your personal priorities. So that is a reason why you should consider giving these holy relics if you want to make this team. Also in the future, we got a leak that this Valenti, the small Valenti, is getting a holy relic. So this could also be really good. Instead of Shin, use this Valenti and Mono and Lilia. This could be a really good team, especially if she gets it soon. We might have new holy relics coming next week. It's gonna be festival week, but yeah. So those are reasons to consider those holy relics. I'm gonna move on to the next ones. Let me close these that I already talked about. They didn't really talk about Easton's very much. Easton's holy relic is pretty garbage. If the hero is the skill to deplete the enemy's ultimate move gauge, the hero recovers 10% of HP because she's gonna be using the back. As a holy relic, the effect is not that bad actually. The effect itself is not that bad because she is using that, and she's using it twice. No, sorry. This listen, I always, link the use of lowering enemy card ranks with lowering their ultimate gauge. And this card should do that. But the heal is pretty nice. But she's going to be using the back. It's not that great of a unit regardless. So maybe not this one. But again, if you do want to make the full Catastrophes, this will give you CC. So that would be a reason to do it. But she's not that great, so. This Lilia, the hero recovers 15% of the damage HP when the debuff is removed from the hero. Garbage. Very, very bad. I would not recommend this character to get the Holy Relic. She has no use case right now. Again, maybe in the future, another base Lily is going to come out. That's going to be fantastic. But right now, there's no use case for Lily except the Pierce team. And that team is a little bit irrelevant. Plus, the ability to, cleanse the debuffs to heal is not that great, especially because you need level 2 heal. Just not that great all around. I wouldn't recommend it. Green Easton. So increase the heroes of, this Easton in general doesn't have to be the green Easton. It could be red Easton, blue Easton, doesn't matter. Increases the hero's attack by 10% of all enemies attack in PvP. I would only recommend this Easton if you actually use her with Ban. If you don't have Kyo and you don't have Terry, and you actually want to use her with Ban, I would recommend it because she's going to hit decently hard with her ultimate. But that's it. Like, that's the only use case I would actually recommend this Easton to get the Holy Relic. Other than that, I don't see why you would give her the Holy Relic. I just genuinely don't see it. You should give it to other characters. I genuinely see it. So this were the original characters. Now I'm going to move on to the R characters. And I think I actually am... I have all of them open, I believe, because I checked in game. Elione, so this is a different category altogether because our characters don't use the purple coin that is time gated. But, of course, those blue crystals are insanely annoying to farm. And you're still going to need them. Less, but you're still going to need them. So, but you don't need the time gated purple coins. So that's, I think, a big factor for the R characters. Let me actually take Twigo out of the way. Twigo, yes. If you use Bond in any way, yes, Twigo is a must. Twigo is, I think, unironically, the best Holy Relic in the game. This is not a joke. The effect that this causes when you're using Ban, and the enemy kills your Arthur, and Twigo pops in and puts in that stance again, or not, it's not a stance, it's just a taunt, right? That buff taunt, that can just completely ruin the enemy's game, right then and there. Twigo's Holy Relic is a game changer. So, if you use Ban in any way, yes, Twigo. That's if you use Ban. If you don't use Ban, I guess Twigo is irrelevant for you. But if you use Ban in any way, Twigo is an absolute must to give the Holy Relic. Especially because you don't need the purple coins. It's a must. Now, Elione, I did give Elione the Holy Relic. I actually should make more videos on the Holy Relic for him. It's fun, but very, very bad. Like, I think that this effect... The effects of percentage of damage reduction and damage increase in general have a weird math in the game. Because you think, oh, I decrease enemy damage by 40%. That means that any damage that comes to me will be cut by 40%. But realistically, it's not really how it works. Especially with, in conjunction with his stuff. Like, you think, okay, I'm decreased damage by 40%. And I have 75% damage reduction. And let's say I have Margaret as well. Decreasing by 50... Oh, no, but this one takes over. Never mind. I have 40 plus 75%, right? I would theoretically take 0 damage, right? Incorrect. The math is very weird. Very, very weird. Probably it goes like 75 and then 40 off the remaining of the 75. The math is very strange. It doesn't add up very well. I wouldn't really recommend. Like, although, yeah, you don't use the purple coins, it's a big waste of those blue crystals, because you're never actually going to use him. If you want to use him for fun, sure, but you're never actually gonna use him in practice. And I think the same goes for Marmas. It's really fun. I have all these R character Holy Relics. Really fun. Fills the hero's ultimate gauge by 5 at the start of the battle. Really fun for videos and stuff, but in practical use, this is not very good. There's no use case in the game where you actually want to have his ultimate turn 2. You can, if you could actually get the ultimate turn 1, like let's say you act like you begin the match and you have the ultimate in your hand right then and there, this would be a game changer. Alright, but it's not like that. You have the ultimate gauge, and then the enemy has a turn, and then when your turn comes back, if you have space, you get that ultimate. So, if you want for the funny factor, sure, but in practical use, it's only really good if you have like Blue Lost Vein. And even then, people are just aware of it. They're gonna cuck you. If you go second especially, it's gonna debuff you with Green Gowther. Either Green Gowther, really. So, it's just not very practical, but it's fun. Now, moving on, I actually... okay, yeah, I'm gonna actually... I was gonna move on to the unknowns, but Jillian is, I think, the only, like, SR-only character that has a Holy Relic. Hero recovers 20% of max HP at the start of an ally's turn if the hero takes damage. I... again, don't recommend this Holy Relic, specifically because the effect is not terrible, actually. It's just not... It's just not... There's no use case for this unit. If there was a use case for the unit, especially using her in the front, the only use case I can see for the unit using her in the back, and, you know, this is an ability that you want to use in the front, so no use case for the unit itself, so don't recommend. So this is a new one. Both Merlins, except the Lolly Merlin, got Holy Relics. Oh, they're not here. Oh, let me... they're not added here yet, so let me actually go here. So, Base Merlin and Beach Merlin, or whatever you want to call the other Merlin. Where's the... I guess it's it's in the home. Yep, right here. Got Holy Relics, and they go as follows. So, Base Merlin, right? Increases damage dealt by unknown race allies by 35%. This is a huge effect. 35% damage increase. But again, like I said, damage increase and damage decrease in this game is a very odd math. You'll have to see more in practical play. Right now, as we speak, I don't recommend this Holy Relic for the only reason that there's not much of a practical use. The only way I actually would recommend is if you're gonna run the Gowther team, right? You're gonna run the Gowther team, and you're gonna be using Gowther, Emilia, and Kyo maybe? I don't know. But you're gonna have to replace either, you know, Green Ram or Green Zeldruz with her, and you can't use Lolly Merlin or Beach Merlin. That's the issue. If not for the fact that other two great Merlins were in this team as options, I would say this Holy Relic is insane. Increases damage by 35%, like, with no restrictions. That's great. But there's that factor that, do you want to use this Merlin and not use the other Merlins for the team? Because you're going to be out of options, really. Either you're using this Gowther for damage, which he can do damage, right? But it's just not his role, really, for the most of the time. And you're really out of options at that point, especially if you don't have Emilia. So if you go here in Unknown, right? Who are damage dealers here? Like on PvP, right? Because we're talking about PvP. PvE, Megerda could, by 2 updates from now, become stupid good. Then I would recommend, if Great Mage Merlin becomes a must unit for the Big Bird strategy because of Megerda, because she's an unknown, and you might want to increase her damage, yes. But for now, this is not the case. This is not the case at all. And we're talking about PvP here. You got Hijack Gowther, right? So you can't use the other Gowthers. Emilia, if you have her. And there's no other DPS. I guess Ram, actually, Ram. Very lack on DPS. So if you don't have these characters, there's no reason why you'd run her. Because again, The best DPS for unknown is Lolly Merlin or Blue Beach Merlin. So you're gonna be replacing them. So for now, I don't recommend, but maybe in the future, it might be good. Moving on to Beach Merlin. She also got a Holy Relic. I don't like her Holy Relic. Decreases all enemies max HP by 100% of the hero's attack. That sounds good in theory, but in practice, like, I'm sorry, let me actually go back. Applies when entering battle. So it applies when entering battle. So let's say you're using green Zeldris. It's not gonna keep decreasing their HP every turn. It's gonna be one thing and then that's it, right? That should be how it works. If not, maybe increasing, your stats with green Zeldris in the back and Kyo might actually help, but you're gonna be decreasing their HP by like what? 17, 19, maybe 20k? That's cool, but it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. It's really not. When you're talking about units having 200 to 300 to 400,000 HP, 600,000 if you're using Bond, like that, you can have 600,000 HP with Bond. That's not that big of a deal. That minor decrease in HP is really not that big of a deal. So that's why I don't really recommend. If you really like using the Green Gowther team and this is your DPS, it might be a nice boost. But in the whole grand scheme of things, I don't think it really matters. I've been really negative, but we're actually getting to Bond. So I wanted to, get this out of the way. Because Bond's stuff is just like, yeah, sure. Alright, the last negative one. And I'm already giving out this negative. Base Gowther got the most shafted Holy Relic of all time. Because a lot of Holy Relics, as I've been saying, have really good effects, right? But the unit that they're made for doesn't have the best use case. This is the complete opposite, where the unit that is made for has the biggest use case in the game. Like, it has like the most utility in the game, but the Holy Relic itself kind of sucks. So, it increases allies' basic stats by 1% every time the hero uses a buff or debuff skill, limit to 10 times, excludes PvP, excludes deathmatch, and excludes debuff attack skills. So essentially, it only works on the Big Bird, which for me, ooh, Big Bird buff, let me get it, I want it, but it literally only works if Gowther ranks up. This is the only actual time the Holy Relic will work. Every time Gowther uses a rank up, it increases all allies' basic stats by 1%. And sure enough, like I don't really keep count of how many rank ups I use every time I beat stage 3, but I'm gonna go on the limb here and I'm gonna tell you, I never max out this shit. This is never getting maxed out. I'm never getting 10% basic stats. 10% basic stats is a huge buff on the bird, especially for was it Megir? The Brynhilder, especially for Brynhilder, because she already has really high stats. So 10% on top of really high stats, that's a big boost. But if you get unlucky, you're getting at most 3 or 4 stacks. So not very great. This is not very great. And this is why I actually say no. I think in the future especially, there's going to be a better team for the bird that's going to be much easier to clear with than Green Gowther, Margaret, Brynhilder, and Matrona. I think that team will include Matrona and Margaret maybe though. Maybe not Margaret, but I think Matrona. Matrona is just so good in just beating the bird in general, taking off buffs, having the taunt, and having the D rank with the ultimate is just fantastic. But I can't say if you like really have a lot of materials and beating the bird is the only thing you care about, like me, like I really only care about beating the bird, I guess, but it's just not it, like, honestly. All right, a lot of a streak of like negativity, but really Holy Relics are just not that good. Holy Relics in general are very weak for the most part. Either they're very weak, or they don't have the character for them don't have a use case, and the Holy Relic doesn't make them have a use case, except for bond stuff. So, moving on to actually, let me talk about this one because I want to have a good stuff. Arthur, if you use bond and you actually really care about winning PvP, yes. If the hero survives with HP less than or equal to 20%, removes debuffs from the hero and fully restores HP, this will happen. If you're playing consistently with bond, let's say, this is like if you want to play like top 100, alright? If you're playing like top 100, this will happen very frequently. It's a very good ability. I don't have it because, again, like I said, I don't care. Like, I genuinely don't care for making bond stronger than he already is. I genuinely don't care. But if I cared for making bond even stronger, I would give him the Holy Relic. Arthur is already so good as it is for bond, and just having him, like I said, with the Twiggle thing, right? If someone kills Arthur and Twiggle comes in, it's devastating for them having another taunt unit to deal with. If Arthur gets really low and full heals, it's devastating for them to see Arthur full heal. So yeah, if you use bond, sure. But I would say if you already have bond and you already also have Kyo or what's the other one, Terry, with their Holy Relics, I don't think it's necessary. Like, you're stretching a little bit to think you also need this to just get like champ or to just get like challenger. If you're playing top 100 though and you actually try harding, yes, you're gonna need this. But the other Arthur, no. Using the fact which decreases all enemies' defense with stats by 20% for one turn in the start of ally's turn. Actually, a stupid good ability. This is a stupid good ability for a unit that's not very good. In theory, this is so good. This is like Ludociel if Ludociel had no restrictions. But for a unit that doesn't work very well, because this is every turn. The way it's worded, unless I'm missing something, by 20% for one turn at the start of ally's turn. If this means like at start of battle and only works once, this is garbage. But if this at the start of ally's turn, every turn, that means every turn they're lowering their defense stats by 20%. But I still don't recommend. I still don't recommend, just because debuffs in PvP, because this is a debuff. This is a debuff, I believe. Oh, maybe I should. I don't have it. Maybe I should look up gameplay. A Japanese player 100% has it. Okay, I have bad news. No one has his Holy Relic. But I do remember seeing some gameplay on Twitter that it was a debuff, and it worked every turn. In any case, I still don't recommend. Great Arthur would be like the biggest use case for this. But even now, I don't think he's that good for farming. So, yeah. Now moving on. Okay, let's keep the good going. All right. Purgatory Bond. Yes. If you have him, 100%. No questions asked. Yes. He's like the best Holy Relic in the game. The only like needed Holy Relic if you actually have the character. Increases the hero's max HP by 15% each time he and ally dies. This makes him the best PvP unit in the game. And that's it. That's all it has to say. Bond, yes, of course. The other bonds though, are very bad. If a critical strike occurs when the hero attacks the enemy, hero increases attack by 10%, limit to 5 times. Look at his crit chance. This is his base crit chance. Oh, but when he super awakens, you get a little bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna be generous and say you have like 60. I'm very generous. 60% crit chance. Most units these days that come out have like 90% crit resistance. So, yeah, good luck on that. No. Base bond, no. Increase the hero's damage dealt to 25%, especially comparing to base Merlin. 35 to all unknown allies, and this is like selfish only for him. No base bond in the game is anywhere near decent to even make this work. So no. Now, base Escanor is one that's a little bit interesting. I think there is a argument. Increases attack by value equal to 50% of the hero's defense as hard battle. I think if they release a new base Escanor that has a really good passive, this would be huge. This is a very good ability. Very good ability. So use attack defense, it'd be a very good ability. So I think so. I think then, yes, but right now, no. Then the one, no. Hero ignores 30% enemy defense when he uses King BP. If you really want to use the one, sure, but no. The one has been falling and falling and falling on the PvP ranks. If we're gonna do the one, maybe, but not now. Alright, thank you guys for watching. This is all the Holy Relics. I'm gonna go take a breather from this 25 minutes of non-stop talking, and thank you for watching.